Okie doke. Here we go. Oh snap. First X stream. We are posting that live. Oh wait. What is up, everybody? Happy Thursday. We're going live on Facebook too. Hey. Oh snap. So this is not doing good on drop frame rates are 53%. Wow. Let me see something here. Whoa, this is crazy. Hey everybody, happy Thursday. This is, I cannot stream to all these platforms at the same time, it looks like. Well, that is crazy. Huh. How goes it? How goes it? Wow. Well, gonna have to figure this out. See, now that it seems like it's coming back, but let me see here. Let's see if, all right. I'm live on everything, but I don't know how bad the frame rate is. Let me turn that down a little bit. Yeah, it says drop frames are 49%, so 50% of the frames are dropping. This is a bad, I don't know, is it bad? It says it's unstable. Let me see what YouTube says. Stream health says excellent. YouTube looks okay. Well, maybe we'll see how it goes, you know? Well, anyway, it's the first attempt at streaming on X as well, so we'll see how this goes. So, yeah, it's still live. But, wait, no, I don't see anything on it, actually. Audience, public, let me see. Let me go on X and see if it's still going. Let me see. Sorry, everybody. If anybody's watching, I'm trying to figure out streaming on X as well as. Okay, yeah, it's streaming. I can see it. It's going. All right. Okay, well, that's that. Well, happy 4th stream for me. I am Gabriel Rathweg for anybody watching on X or any Twitch or Kick or YouTube or Facebook. I am an author and I am writing a book in 30 days called From Chef to Crafter to Conqueror. This is book 6 in the series. If you have been watching for the last month or so, as I've been trying to figure out how to do the streaming thing, you know what I'm doing. I I stream my writing every day. What is the goal here? The goal is to hold myself accountable to writing every day by streaming. And so people will watch, that'll hold me accountable, which has been working. I've been doing it for almost a month and a half so far. And it seems to be working. I've written every day. Started with 500 to 1,000 words a day, and now I'm up to 3,000 a day. What else? The second reason is to advertise my books and marketing. A lot of authors in the space do TikTok and Instagram videos and reels and stuff, and I just don't like doing it. I find it super annoying to have to make little videos where this is how I write. Fuck that. If you want to see me write, here's me writing. If you want to watch, it's 3 hours a day of me writing a book. I'm not gonna put those 30-second videos of some cuck sitting there is writing thing being what are you thinking about? So I'm not doing that. Sorry, I'm kidding. It's a total valid way to promote your books, but it's just I'm not doing it. So to stream is to hold myself accountable and also to market my books without having to pay somebody to do it. It costs a lot of money to market your books, and people take your money and they don't really market your books very well. So I figure I'll just cut the middleman out and go straight on, stream on the platforms. Anybody who wants to learn how to write a book, I'm doing it in 30 days. It's the number one question I get. It's the number two question I get. Number one is, hey man, I wrote a book. You want to read it? It's really good. And that's the worst thing to do, is somebody tell you to read their book, because everybody's first book sucks. I don't care who you are, it sucks. The second thing is, how do you write a book? I want to write a book, or I have this book idea. So this is how you write a book. My goals are to write 500 words. Let me straighten that out. There. My goal is to write 500 words per half hour, 1,000 words per hour, 3,000 plus words a day. So 3 hours or less, 3,000 words. For 30 days, for me to write a book in 30 days, I have to write 100,000 words. That's a book for me, is 100,000 words. That's how I gauge the length. Every 1,000 words is 1%, so 100% of the book being done was 100,000 words. To do that in 30 days, I need to write 3,000 words a day for the first 10 days. That's 30,000. And then 3,500 words a day for the next 20 days. That's 70,000. So it's 100,000 words. Currently, I'm at 8,000. It's September 4th. If I write 3,000 words today, I'll be at 11,000. That is 1,000 words behind. I'll have to make that up over the course of the next 6 days, which I think shouldn't be a problem. Then after that, they'll have to keep the pace of 3,500 words plus a day. So ideally, if I'm writing every day for the rest of this month, and I get to 3,500 words, that's 3.5 hours or less of writing a day, and I can finish a book. So if you're watching this stream, you can see me write a book in less than 3.5 hours a day for 30 days. It's pretty simple math, and yeah. There used to be a thing called NaNoWriMo. That was like a social media, Facebook, Instagram thing where people got together and they had a word count writings, which worked really well, but I think there was some stuff happened with it. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, so before I start writing, let me say thank you for watching, everybody on Kick. You're the first place I stream to. You guys always have 2 people watching at all times. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I told you yesterday, Burdu63, thank you for following, but in case I missed it, thank you for following again. And then on the YouTubes, I don't think anybody's watching on YouTube, so whatever. A couple people or a person watching on Facebook, hello, thank you for watching. And on X, I'm not even going to look because it seems to screw up my thing when I change it over there, so I don't know. But for those who are watching that are new, I don't check the comments while I'm writing because it distracts me and you lose your train of thought. It takes 15 minutes to regain a train of thought once you lose it, so just keep that in mind. So at the end or whenever I pause in my writing, I'll check the stream, see if anybody made any comment, and welcome anybody here, blah 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 blah. What else? Writing tip of the day. I always give one writing tip. Goals. Pick a small goal to start. So if you want to be a writer or if you want to start writing, just pick a smaller goal, like 100 words a day, and try to hit that for a month or whatever. Whatever to you helps you build a habit. But if you can start with something like 50 to 100 words or 200 or 300, and you can double that or increase that incrementally over the course of 6 months or a year, pretty soon you'll be writing 1,000, 2,000 words a day. You don't have to do it every day, but try to do it 4 or 5 days a week if you're serious about it. Otherwise, don't worry about it. And you pretty soon you'll be writing so much you'll hit word counts and it'll just be natural. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. So there's a good word. There's a good writing tip. All right. This is the 4th stream. So if you go to the 1st stream, I give a full synopsis of books 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of From Chef to Capture to Conqueror. You can watch that, and yeah. And then what else? That's about it. I don't know. I'm gonna get started soon, and we're gonna knock these knock these books out. Knock this book out, man. I was listening to different music, but trying to figure out this copyright shit is so annoying. And I want something like upbeat, but not like too crazy. So, you know, whatever. I usually listen to regular music, but you can't do that with YouTube. It's stupid. What else? I think that's about it. Yeah, okay, so last time on From Chef to Crafter to Conqueror, book 6, we are, yeah. So I'm at 8,048 words. So today's goal is 3,000 words. When I'm done today, it should be 11,000 and change. Probably try to do a little more, or I don't know, we'll see. It's 10:51. 3 hours from now is 1 o'clock. Wait, 11, 12. Wait, 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock. Sorry, 2 o'clock. I like to be done by 1:30. So if I can get done in 2.5 hours, see, we're 12 minutes in. Recap 15, so 2 hours, 45 minutes. We'll see. 2 hours, 45 minutes, 3,000 words. All right, so we're in chapter 2 of From Chef to Crafter to Conqueror. Prologue was Yoshi going to Busan to see about capturing Wutan and the other escapees and finding the bolt rifle. Chapter 1 was main character Ryo and everybody in Kamakura. And they are playing Big Dick, where they shoot some cannons, blow some stuff up, the fort they have, and then get rescued by Captain Hiroki and some soldiers, and then they all leave, and they're leaving, and now as they leave, the little goblin Homo Floriensis, which is like hobbit-like people, it's like, hey, I need your help, my people need your help, and they're from the Philippines, or what they call Luzon, I think is what it's called. Blah, 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 blah. Luzon or Ruson? Luzon or Ruzon? I forgot what they call the Philippines back then. I think it's, well, I wrote it down here. Rusun, yeah. Luzon is the isle of the Philippines, and Rusun is the large island where mainstay of civilization kind of was back then. I mean, I don't know. There was a lot of different tribes and stuff. It's a whole different world back then. Okay, so that was where they are. So I'll read the last couple paragraphs and we'll get moving. Each of my chapters is about 6 pages. So 1, 2, 3 more pages to write on this, and then we'll get to chapter 3. Okay, let's roll. We'll go a little bit lower now. Too loud. There we go. Okay. Deep breath. Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching, and let's get a move on. Let's roll. Okay. Lord So, Jiro, and Dan Po. Oh, real quick. Never mind. Lord So, Jiro, and Dan Po had joined me on the rear of the main deck and stood silently with me as we watched the city of Kamakura shrink in the distance. When it was finally just a small speck on the horizon, I turned to Lord So with a raised eyebrow. A competition, huh? With all the nations of the known world sending their champions to Tsushima Island, I wasn't the only one staring accusingly at the man. Jiro was glaring, and Dampo was doing an excellent job of it with his blindfold covered eyes. Lord So had the grace to turn red in embarrassment before clearing his throat and coughing into his hand. Then, shifted so he was facing a little bit away from us, while placing his hands behind his back. His body was ramrod straight, and his face was the definition of stoicism. It was the only thing I could think of at the time. He muttered. A few seconds passed, then Jiro, Danpo, and I all burst out into laughter. So hard, tears came to our eyes. We did this for about 5 minutes, the sailors and soldiers around us giving our group worried looks, but after regaining control, I just patted Lord So on the back. I figured as much, but don't worry, I think it might actually work in our favor. Besides, our new friend, the little hobbit guy, calls himself Gigi, asked if we could help him out. I explained, all three men sobering up and giving me curious looks. Oh, the goblin asked for our help, Jiro replied. I don't know about that. Little people are known to be notorious thieves and liars. Ouch! We are not liars. You big people are just dummies. We are not thieves and never liars. You big people are just dummies, Gigi shouted in his pipsqueak voice from Jiro's side, where he'd just kicked the old ninja in the shin. You seem to be losing a step, old boy. That little fellow snuck right up on you, Lord So teased his spy master. All earlier traces of his embarrassment nowhere to be found. Alright, now it's time for new content. I was talking to my buddy today about writing this fast, and he asked me if I was getting burnout. I've been doing it for a month and a half now. Took a break off for a week to go to the con in Denver, but a month and a half. And I'm not getting burnout, but what I do feel is that the content of my writing is not as good as it would be if I was writing slower. So we'll see about that. I believe this will make my second draft after I finish this book. So after 30 days, when I go back for the second pass, I believe it's going to take a lot more editing, like add additional writing, like detail, but we'll see. You know, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. This is a experiment. I've never seen anybody write a book in 30 days online. So if you are watching this, share this stream and tell your friends and stuff, and say, dude, this dude's writing a book in 30 days online. It's fucking crazy. I've never seen anybody do that before. And then buy my books on Amazon, Gabriel Rathweg, Rathweg, From Chef to Captain to Conqueror, I Am Gamer, and so on. It's like that plug? That's a good plug. Jiro spun and bent down so fast that I was afraid the older man gave himself whiplash, but the effect was as intended. He stopped only an inch from Gigi's face. What was that? What was that? I just had a glitch in the Matrix. What was that? I don't know. Weird. Okay. From Gigi's face. Gigi's very frightened face. Listen here, little goblin. Do not take Ryo-sama's kindness as acceptance or weakness from the rest of us. He is unfamiliar with your kind. Believe me. Believe. This microphone's wrong. Okay. Usually I stand in tree, so when I'm writing it, it's hard. So let me figure it out. Hold on. And I don't like this microphone thing. I think it'd be cool if I could use headphones like Apple headphones. We'll think about that. Believe you me, I am extremely familiar with goblins and the Isle of Luzon and its capital, Rusun. If you so much as nick a apple from the larder, I will chop off your grubby little fingers and feed them to the fishes. Do you understand me, goblin? Do 900 words to go for 1,000. I kind of do that as I'm writing. It's like increments of 1,000. Actually, it's 500, then 100, then 500, then 100, then 500, then 1,000. Like every 100 words, I give myself a sense of accomplishment. Every 500 words, it's a bigger sense of accomplishment. Every 1,000 words, it's even bigger sense of accomplishment. And at 3,000 words, it's the biggest sense of accomplishment. Baby steps to giant strides, or whatever that saying is. All right, 8:30 to go. Let's roll. Gigi cowered back, his entire body locked in flight or fight. In his case, flight. Mental thought loop that resulted in the little guy wetting himself. This was not the result that Jiro was looking for, and the addition of Princess She and her lady attendants inserting themselves into the situation was not a good sign for the old ninja spy master. I had never seen the man so decidedly set on disliking someone or something so stringently, but knew that he probably had his reasons, of which I'd ask him about later. For now, I just held my tongue and enjoyed the show. What is the matter with you, you old bully? Can't you see that he is terrified? Do you enjoy picking on those smaller than you? Do you, Jiro-sama? Princess Ji hissed, intoned all the full measure of her royal lineage surfacing as she berated the old man and poked her finger in his chest. The sight of a 5-foot nothing, beautiful 5-foot nothing song princess in full regalia chastising the usually prim and proper spy master, who was also almost a foot taller than her, like a school teacher addressing a naughty student, was one that I'd remember for the rest of my life. In fact, I'd filed it away in my mind under takeout in case of rainy days. Things to remember when I was feeling down. Less than 600 and 20 words to go. Think about it. Page 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know that it could easily be you in that position, and had been not so long ago. Do you not remember the first boot camp? And what they referred to you as? Alan teased. Also, enjoying the current show. Oh, of course. I'd never forget that when I wasn't around, everyone called me that asshole. Actually, what did they call him? It was, that son of a bitch or something? That bastard. Ah, that's what it was. That bastard. Among other things. I sighed, shaking my head ruefully and chuckling. I'd really earned that nickname as the boot camp I'd ran. Princess G, Lord So, and the others through was the most difficult in the entirety of recorded human history. I know this for sure because I asked Alan to help make sure it was so. And as I told the AI when we were, after we developed the training regimen, he was a sadistic genius. Oh, 500 words. Less than 30 minutes. Let's go. That was like 20 minutes, man. So 1,500 words an hour, 20 minutes, 500 words. That's pretty good. Still dropping frame rates like crazy. I wonder if it's because the lighting or because the camera's too far. We'll try to get a closer see the house. But I think it's because of trying to do all these different streaming platforms. He'd responded by somehow tricking me into doing all the hellish training with the first boot camp class. That, at the time, I'd cursed him for, but seeing as that was the only way that sorry, this microphone's kind of pain in the ass right now. It's like, oh, there we go. That's better. Hey, look at that. Just move it to the side. For me to be accepted by the class and not hated for eternity, excuse me, I'd forgiven him. It also wasn't that bad for me, as I had my healing, my internal nanobots to aid my recovery and control my body's chemicals and that's enough recovery. Gigi was ushered back into the folds of the women, and our party moved on, none the wiser to our little disagreement. Captain Hiroki, as usual, came to our aid, fanning the soldiers and sailors under his command out to surround us from spying eyes. Aha! Still, they weren't 100% effective, as I noted more than a few sets of spying eye of watchers from from more than a few of the surrounding taller structures. With my superior neural eyesight enhanced by Alan and my neural implant, I was able to detect things from much further away than anyone else. Except maybe Dan Poe. I still hadn't figured that magical monk out yet. Neither had Alan, and it was starting to bother the logical and extremely smug AI. Oh shoot, 301 words. And we had 1,000. And I know it's 3,000. It's 350 because I know I started at 48, but you know, whatever. Thinking. So, oh wait, let me finish this, then I'll ask the question I was gonna ask. I was content not knowing the answer for as long as it bothered as long as it continued to trouble my mental passenger. Not many things did, and the enemy of my enemy was my friend, and you know, and all that. With the dock clear ahead of us, and the sailors and Marines left on the Shiro waiting for us with bells on, i.e. armed and locked and loaded, we boarded the ship with no problems. I think that I didn't seal away yet. Oh wait, no, I already did that. Yeah, I already did that. Okay, hold on. Shit. Okay, wait. Shit. Okay. Okay, I think I fixed it. Actually. Okay. Okay, I think that works. Okay. Okay, I think I fixed it. That took some time, huh? I think I maybe fucked it up. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Okay, wait, no, it's okay. Okay, yeah, we're good, okay. The little hobbit had retreated behind Princess Ji and was peeking out and sticking his tongue out at Jiro, who was getting angrier and angrier by the second. I decided it was time to step in and de-escalate the situation. It was time for the bastard to make his appearance. That's enough of that, I shouted in my drill instructor voice using my nanobots to help project my deep basso even lower on the octave scale to cause physical vibration in those around me. Okay, okay. All right, we're cruising. See, if I hadn't had that little mix-up, we'd be cruising better, but still, it's what it is. Man, a lot of drop frames. Everyone, even the sailors up on the mainmast, up atop the mainmast, stared at me in shock. Maybe I overdid it a little. I internalized to Alan. You think? Was his dry reply. The shock of those surrounding us wore off quickly, and the sailors returned to work as Lord So and the other members of the command cadre just burst out into laughter. There's good old Momotaro. Lord So chuckled. We were wondering if we'd see him. It had been a while. That's right, Jiro added, smiling, his earlier anger at the Hobbit dissipated. Now I have it with the thing, but I have to fix it. There it is. He's back. Another round of laughter broke out at my expense, as they all knew how much I disliked the moniker. Even after I came clean and told them all about how I was from a different Earth, from a different timeline, And from far in the future, they insisted on not dropping the Momotaro shtick. Ha. Ha ha. I replied, waiting, replied, patiently waiting for them all to get control of themselves, not annoyed in the slightest. Oh, is that so? Why are your vitals spiking and your left foot tapping impatiently while your right eye lid flickers due to the vein that is protruding from your temple? Aha, 9,000 words in under an hour. I believe it's pretty darn good. Alan innocently asked, "Shut up." I didn't bother adding anything to the statement and instead left the poop deck grumbling the whole way to bridge and the bridge, ignoring all those calling and laughing at my back. Cruising along. Tired. All right, 2 more 1,000 to go. Couple hours. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that is 5 pages. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So 6 pages. Wow. Okay. Let me think. What happens next? Ooh. Let's stretch. 1,000 words is a good stretching break. Ooh. Oh. All right. That's good. Hey, buddy. My cat's here. One of them. Ah, yeah, okay. Alright, 2,000 more words to go. 2,000 more words to go. Alright, alright. My posture ramrod straight. I walked. I opened the hatch and entered the bridge. The comms. Our radio setup was in the bridge and had a direct connection to the main radio tower that we built on Icky Island before beginning our trip to Kamakura. Currently, it was being manned by a member of Class S. Marco Polo himself, the leader of the 10 teenager team. The young European explorer was not what I had been expecting when I first arrived. 1,000 years in the past on in a parallel version of Earth. Earth. Okay. First off, I hadn't realized that he'd traveled so far. He'd spent so much time in the court of Kublai Khan. In my history, that tidbit of information is glossed over in the historical record. Alan had to pull up all the relevant information and teach it to me during right after meeting the young man. It had been a surprising revelation, one that had turned out in that had been in our favor. The young Venetian was a brilliant philosopher, excellent fighter, and a born leader. He had hit it off with the Class S commander Yoshi, and with the two becoming fast friends. Okay. All right, less than 800 to go. The only reason that Marco Polo wasn't the leader of Class S was because Yoshi was that much better than him. It was a game of splitting hairs, but the young Pian just wasn't as good as the young Nipponese. Alan and Lou had discussed the change in Yoshi and had come to the conclusion that the nanobots in the healing medication that they'd given him had begun to alter his body at the cellular level. And Yoshi wasn't the only one. Bruh. Less than 700 words to go. First, I'd been worried that the competition between the two teenage boys would become a bad thing, become a detriment to their growth. But I'd been wrong. Completely wrong. The two had acted as foils for the other. As steel sharpens steel, the two had pushed each other to greater and greater heights. So much so that I considered them the two best trained and deadliest young men I'd ever met. That included my future. That included the special forces I'd known in the future. It was this matter that I kept coming back to. It was the only problem that I had no control over. Alan said that Alan had been keeping track of the data and had found that not only had all of those who had been given the nanobot medicine become the model for human health, they were continuing to what? What's the word? Change. It had been subtle at first. Evolve. And they weren't the only ones. The anomaly was spreading. Okay. With just a few of those who were partners to those who'd received the medicine becoming healthier, and then those on those who worked in close contact with people who had been given the medicine. Stretch. Ugh. Alan had waited a while, almost a month, before telling me his thoughts, as he'd chalked it up to the advances in hygiene and medicine diet and medicine that we'd introduced. And at first, the data correlated to that hypothesis. It wasn't until the expected gains that come from eradicating malnutrition and infant mortality and poor hygiene were met that Alan became suspicious. As things stood now, every single resident of Tsushima Island and all of those who came with Princess Ji and along with Hojo Chidori's retinue were all showing the signs of being carriers of nanobots. When I think I talked about this a while ago. Let me see something. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, but not enough. Okay, I'm good. Let's see. Oof. All right, less than 500 to go to 10. Still dropping frame rates like a mofo. Crazy. I think all these streams is probably a tough thing to do. I imagine. Somebody will let me know though. Like, oh, I can't watch this. It's just too slow. But, you know, I don't know. I might have to figure out some better way so it doesn't drop frame rates. Probably software, like Restream or something. I've got the fastest internet I can get. Maybe a better camera. They don't offer more than a... Anyway, I gotta keep going. 95,585. Here we go. Keep on writing. Here we go. When I was informed of this, I pretty much shit a brick. Then Alan told me that he was sure it wasn't communicable by air and seemed to only be transmitted through bodily fluid. That was when I blew my second gasket after that brick came out. I quickly made plans to inform all of our command cadre that there was to be no shore leave in Kamakura when we arrived, and then radioed to the tower on Iki Island to make sure that those who went to the mission in Busan, that there was to be no visits to the pleasure houses on pain of death. I know that I'd been harsh with my proclamation, but there hadn't been time to explain, and if the whole world became inundated with nanobots, our burgeoning physical advantage would be lost. That was the main takeaway that Alan and I had come up with. Conclusion that Alan and I had come to. The nanobot self-replication and spreading. The spreading of the self-replicating nanobots, while unexpected, was a positive thing. Alan had seen enough data that showed the people, showed those with the new nanobots were coming to a physical constitution similar to mine. The main differences being their nanobots were extremely primitive when compared to mine, and no one else had a neural implant or AI companion. away the nanobot problem for later and dismiss and grin down at Marco Polo. Go on and see to your charges. I need to make some transmissions. Thank you for... Your team did good in the castle. Very professional. What I'm told Jiro said that you were able to commandeer to come away with quite the cache of information. Is that correct? I told him, patting him on the back as he stood up and stretched. He had paused in the hatchway, then looked back with a exuberant grin that only a teenage boy could pull off. And nodded. Yeah. I mean... Yes. Yes, Rio-sama. We... found the treasure trove. All of the Koga spy masters documents were exactly where the Hojo's where Jiro-sama said they would be, underneath his private quarters in a secret tunnel. We used the cover of the destruction of the Mizuki fort as instructed and broke in, making sure to keep our entrance as you said, all the guards, everyone was distracted, and we had no problems during retrieval. We even left the note for Jiro-sama. I smiled wolfishly at that. I bet he's happy. I'm told that the Koga ninja in charge is the one responsible who gave the order to kill his main branch of Iga and all the children. Good job. Go get some rest. You've earned it. Tell the others the same thing for me. Okay, 10,000, baby. That's 10,000. That's 10% done with this book in 4 days. Oof. If we go at this pace, we'd be done with this book in 40 days. So we have to go faster, though. Oh, man. 40 days, though. Man, that after this 30-day, I'm doing a 40-day. And then I'm going to do a 50-day. And then I'm going to do a 60-day. And I'm going to get down to 60 days. That's a fair output time is 2 months a book, I think. 30 days is ridiculous. Hurts my hand. Oh, let's see if anybody's watching. Hello, Twitch. Thank you for watching. Oh. Good deal, good deal. Kick, also, thank you for watching. YouTubes. Some people watched, then didn't watch, watched, then didn't watch, you know. I think it's the not excellent streaming that probably is not helping, but you know, hey, it's okay. And then on Facebook we have 2 watchers, thank you. One of those is Ian, I imagine. Ian, sir, hello. And on X, I have no idea, but it's making this stream tough because it's what's the word? Let me see if I can look at it. Dashboard 2 11 comments. Yep, there we go. Ian, what's up? Is it still an echo? Yep, Rimo. So is the setting historical gen? Yes, sir. Kinda. Grammarly Flow, yes, sir. Yeah. I'm seeing it now. Oh, I guess I'll have to change the group from private settings. Thanks, man. At 2.6. Hey, what's up, Eugene? Yeah, we're writing the book. 11,000, 10,000 words in. Ian, man, thank you, sir. But is the echo still there? If it is, I'll try to get rid of it. Let me know. What else? That was an hour ago. Okay. Yeah, I should probably check the messages more. But, you know, is what it is. Okay, I'll figure the settings out on Facebook. And yeah, let's get going. Back to it. Okay. Let's see. 1,000 more words to go. We are at an hour and a half. So 2,000 words. I think that's actually less than an hour and a half. We're at 2,000 words in an hour and 24 minutes. It's not bad. So if I get another 1,000 words in less than an hour, that's 3,000 words in 2.5 hours. Let's go. All right. Anybody else? Is AI writing it? No, man. Motherfucker. Is AI writing it? Son of a bitch. Yo, Ian, what's up, dude? Okay. All right. I'm going to click away from Facebook again and start writing. 1,000 more words. Is AI writing it? Shit. I'm streaming my writing, bro. All right. Here we go. 1,000 words. Let's go. 12:15. See when we can get done. Marco saluted and left the bridge. I waited a moment to make sure he was gone, and then took a deep breath and sat down at the terminal. At the radio terminal. Temriano. It was a rare thing for me to get a moment to myself. And technically, I was never by myself due to myself. I was never myself due to having a AI inside my mind. But we'd come to a understanding where he left me alone at times like this. It wasn't quite solitude, but as close of an approximation as I'd likely ever have for the rest of my life. Hey, Ian, is it still feedback? Echo. Let me think. Okay. The plan is so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is page 6. Okay, so let's go to chapter 3, and the plan is to switch back to Tsushima and Iki Island to get their update on what's going on. Okay, let's do that. Let's go there. So that is the plan. Here we go. That's the plan. Here we go. Let me think. Okay. What is the original universal U.S. Navy Morse code greedy? All right. Okay. Beep. Let's see what it is. It's CQ. All right, radio. Calling Shiro. This is Icky Station. Over. The radio began to wait. The radio began. The radio burst to life as chatter came through right as I was starting to enjoy my moment of quiet. Of course, that's how it always happens, I muttered, but didn't stop myself from grabbing the headphones and slipping them over my head. Go ahead, Icky Island. This is the Shiro. Over. I replied, using proper radio etiquette. Hey. How come I can't spell etiquette? There we go. Something I'd drilled into everyone since day one. There had been too many instances of someone getting hurt or dying historically due to bad radio etiquette. That wasn't going to happen under my watch. At least, I was going to mitigate it as much as possible. We already had too many things that could kill us here And in this medieval timeline, and I didn't need to add any others. Okie doke, 800-ish words to go. Yeah, that's probably it. Cool. Ugh, all right. Good, man. Ugh. Okay, thanks, man. Thanks, Ian. Oh, how's the writing going, bro? What are you at now, 500? 600? 700? 1,000? Come on, man, I bet you're up there. What do I got left? 780? 780 to go? 780. We're at 1 hour and 46 minutes. Okay. Let's see what we can do in the next 15 minutes. That'll be 2 hours. Let's see what we go. 2 hours, 15 minutes. Here we go. No, wait. 26 minutes will be in 26 minutes it'll be 2 hours and change. Oh, sweet. Oh, okay. You stopped writing Post Authors Guild. Cool. All right. Here we go. What happens? Okay. Yeah. Ryo-sama? Is that you? The voice asked after a second's delay. I sighed loudly and longingly. Of course, they didn't use proper. Always use proper radio etiquette. I shook off the annoyance and answered. 10-4. This is Eagle. Eagle 2. Who am I speaking with? The silence lasted twice as long as last time. But when they answered, they were using proper radio form and my annoyed tone, my use Eagle 2 ... This is Miko. So no, this is damn, what was the ninja girl's name? Shit. La ninja girl. What is the name of the ninja? No. What's the ninja girl called? Good luck and kill it, bro. Half-hour writing sprint. Boom. What's the girl's name? Not Kunomitsu. Female ninja. Kunoichi. Miyamoto. What's the girl's name? Nezuko. There it is. Nezuko. Am on Iki Island with Miyamoto-san. All construction is complete, and the island is fully under. Wait. Operational. The first batch, the first boot camp, Iki Island boot camp is underway and should be going well. Bop, bop, bop. I have a report from Saito-san. Defenses are fully operational. Saito-sama on the status of did a report from Saito-sama on the status of all projects underway on Tsushima Island, as well as a update from Yoshi and Ryoma on their mission to Busan, as well as a private message from Yoshi for your ears only. Okay, 640 words to go. Ugh. 640, 640, 640, 640. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what to write now. I gotta think. All right, let's go. Let's think. Go ahead. I replied. Ten-4. How are things going there? With your reports, and I'll fill you in on what happened hereafter. Beginning with Tsushima Island. For the next 10 minutes, Nezuko reported on everything that had gone on so far since we'd been gone. The fact that it had only been a couple of days didn't matter, as I wanted to get into the radio operators and watchstanders to get in the habit of what? Reporting daily and keeping logs of what was transpiring between the islands of our islands of our fledgling nation, along with the whereabouts and updates of our fleet. I have to go to the restroom. I will be back. Let's go. Let's fucking go. 12:40, 20 minutes. Let's finish in 20 fucking minutes. Let's do this. We were the only nation in existence, even if we only numbered in the thousands as a people. We had the most advanced weapons and weapons, ships, and other technology. So much so, like, there wasn't anywhere on this earth that came within 1,000 years of our steam turbine powered ships and bolt action and bolt rifles. I didn't even need to compare our industrial and agricultural abilities. They were even more advanced than our military ones. Still, I listened intently. Though Alan had a direct link to both the radio tower on Nikki Island and the stations on Tsushima Island, and all the ships' radios, and kept me up to date with his own reports, I still listened intently to Miko, so I didn't want her or any other radio operators to think their jobs weren't important. They were. I just received the data a little faster due to my AI friend. She began with relating what Saito had sent. The samurai guard captain turned region of Tsushima Island while Lord So was gone, started his report with the military side of things, as was his wont. Fabrication of bolt rifles, cannons, mortars, and ammunition was back up to speed since the attempted invasion of the Mongols. Also, repairs had been completed to all the defensive structures, with the cove and the harbor finishing that day. Nodded at that, glad to hear the reconstruction went so well. We had total devastation at the harbor, and our defensive works on Komoda Beach. Not because of the Mongol attackers, but because we set the harbor on fire and blew up the lines of our recreation of the lines of Torres Vedras. $300 words. 300 words to go. Let's go. Oh, I'm gonna knock my cool dragon background over, man. That dragon. This dragon, it's like 25 years old, man. I'm an old motherfucking man. Resulting destruction of our infrastructure was well worth the price of burning or blowing up 1,000 enemy Mongol war junks. Along with the reconstruction, and the continuation of arms manufacturing, the animal husbandry projects were still underway and now starting to bear fruit. The swine breeding, the swine, the pig horse, the horse, goat, pig, oxen, cow, dog and cat breeding programs had been successful. Finally been successful. The newest generations were much more amiable and domesticated than the previous two few generations. The chicken, cow, sheep, even the deer attempt to domesticate the deer population has borne out and are able to be harvested during to show signs of working. The construction on 2 new steam turbine powered ships were underway. These were the larger cargo freighter style vessels that Alan and I had designed for use between our islands. $100 and something to go. Let's do this. Come on, almost there. While the Kuro and Shiro were excellent fast attack and frigate style warships, they were warships. And what was needed for an island nation was a secure and safe supply line. During our discussions with discussions with Alan. Which I then used when planning with Lord So and the others of the command cadre. We decided that it would be the safest and most secure option, at least for the first few years or so, to keep the burgeoning country of America to only defensible islands, and specifically islands that had resources we needed, were strategically placed, and could be defended with small amounts, our Navy and of course, I believe that we could run up into any city in the world and take over its capital or destroy any fort or castle we ran across. The problem would be holding it. And if we did that on the mainland, Asia to be more specific, the number of enemy troops that could be arrayed against us would nullify our technical superiority. A famous general once said that numbers are, superior numbers are a tactic in and of themselves. Whoa! 2 hours, 19 minutes, 53 seconds, 3,000 words. Let's do this 50 real quick. Hold up. I agreed with him. One only had so many bullets. So much ammunition. If you had 100 rounds and 1,000 screaming Mongol warriors were riding you down. Wait. We're heading your way. It didn't matter if you killed one with every shot. The remaining 900 would make mincemeat out of you. There we go. Exactly. 3,000 words. 2 hours, 5 minutes. 3,000 words, 2 hours, 5 minutes. Fuck yeah. This principle worked as you scaled it up even more effectively. That was why we went with the strategy we had. Both Tsushima Island and now Iki Island should be impenetrable fortresses. There, we'd proven it with the 1,000+ Mongol armada that we'd completely destroyed. All right, I think I'm going to okay, I think the 2 new cargo ships had weapons as well, but were designed for trade mostly. Only 1 cannon and 1 mortar were it only had 1 cannon and motor, but was equipped with a dozen of the newly designed swivel guns, which could be operated by any member of the crew as soldier, sailor, or marine. Or sailor. It didn't matter. Everyone was trained on all the weapons. Even the preteens could load and fire a cannon or mortar. All right, now we're done. Okay, there we go. 11,164. We are at 2 hours, 25 minutes. Take away 20 of that for breaks and talking at the beginning. I think that's pretty good. I think I should call it a day. What do you think? Oh, did I not? Shit. Let's fix this chapter thing. So chapter 2 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and right here. Boom. We'll do the insert page break, and then here, delete. Okay. Boom. Well, all right, there we go. Let's go through the thing. Hola. Twitch, what's up? Hey, Mr. Toptic. How you doing, man? Thank you for watching. I just finished writing. I don't usually look at the things while I'm writing. It's hard to focus. But yeah, man. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And El Kikorino, anybody watching? Hey, everybody. Thank you on Kick for watching. I appreciate it. You guys, you know, you're always watching on Kick, man. You too, whoever you are, you're always watching. Thank you so much. And then on the YouTubes, I don't think anybody's watching. So, hey, man. Deuces YouTubes. And on the Facebook, I did go for bonus words, man. I just hit 3,100. We got to get to 35 come the 10th. If we can hit the 35 on the 10th. Nice, dude. 414. That's really good, bro. That's my goal, is 500 words in 30 minutes. That's fucking awesome. The goal is 3,500 words in less than 3 hours every day. So I got to the 10th. If I start that on the 10th, I'll finish on time. Oh, good stretch. I'm gonna end the X. Let's see. We'll end this one. Thank you for watching on X, everybody. I don't know who is watching or if anybody's watched, but yeah, deuces, and I'll see you tomorrow. And wait. No, we'll just do it all together. I can just do it all together on the fucking OBS. Am I a retard? Yes. Awesome, brother. Awesome. I will be back tomorrow. Anybody who wants to chat, watch, whatever, you know, do the thing. Ian, kick ass, brother. I'll see you tomorrow, probably. Let me know, man. Let me know. Hope the fucking writing goes good. And yeah, I need a break. I feel exhausted. That's a lot of writing in 2.5 hours. So, peace. Ending this. Oh, wait. If anybody's watching, you want to check out my books, I have to do this. Amazon.com. RATHWEG, Gabriel Rathweg. From Chef to Crafter to Conqueror. I'm Gamer. Some other books are on there. Check them out. Audible, all those things. And yeah, if you can't afford to get a book on fucking Amazon or something, you want to read them, let me know. Shoot me an email. I'll send you one. It's no big deal. Anyway, see you tomorrow. 30 days, one book, 100,000 words. Let's knock this shit out. Deuces.